Midnight Intuition, girl. Where you been? I was on cat patrol with my kitties. I gave them a dose of the of that flea stuff, okay, and I had to keep an eye on them. Hey, Colleen, what y'all doing up this late? Oh my God! Look at me talking. Okay, let me see. I wanna. This is truly emotional. Um, put this back in here. I want to. Let me see. I'm just looking at the cards and see what I want. Anything in particular. Okay, but I wanted to take a look at. Hey, Karen. Oh, you feeling better too, huh? Yes. I tell you, I better start running around town. You can't go out. You got to remember that times are not like they used to be. Okay, the air is not clean like it used to be. The water, all that. Okay, even the soil. Okay, all that stuff is not like it used to be. Mm-mm. It's only 11. Hey, Ramona, girl. How's it going, girl? Oh, Colleen, oh, you did say you sprained your ankle, girl. You gotta watch it, honey, okay? You gotta watch it, okay? Did you get a bone density test? I remember when they tried to give me a bone density test, and for some reason she said it couldn't work out. It didn't work out. It's not working out, and she never pursued the issue. But neither did I, so whatever. Okay. But I want to look into this Dereck. What was the guy who isn't he up for trial? Um Dereck somebody, okay. That's right, hanging in there, girl, okay? That's it. Let me look him up. Dereck, Dere. Kayela. Oh, it's one L. Kalea. Okay. Because I got some questions. Now, when was he wait. This is February. Now, this man is familiar with Tommaso, because I guess they played in bands, and stuff like, okay. Uh, they say fake ransom, but I don't think he asked for a ransom. He asked if they got the Bitcoin down here in Los Angeles. I'm trying to see. Oh, why are they jumping on him? Well, they done knocked him out. Now he gone, and they still beating on him. And then they be in the office in the police precinct, looking all sad and crying. Oh! I just want to kick them kids in the head, okay? Because you know they. Anyway. Okay, so what am I looking? Okay, I don't know what I hit. Okay. Okay, he's the one that right. He takes them for Bitcoin. Okay, but my thing, I've always questioned, why would you do something like that? Okay, why would you do something like that? I don't understand. In a high-profile case, okay, why would you do something like that? Hey, Lori. Well, he texted them, but he didn't ask. Wait, what did he text? He asked if they got the Bitcoin. That's not saying, that's not a ransom. I don't know why they asking about a ransom when they ransom, okay? But he was turned in. But it always just in my mind. What in the world would possess you to do something like that? It's not funny. It's not going to be looked at as funny. Now that's who they should have been beating outside the club, was him, for being so dumb. Okay, let me see. Court date. Okay, so he is being held fake ransom text. An interstate demand for ransom. Okay. Okay, so he's talked about a false ransom or whatever it is, okay? It really disheartening having to look through all this gibber trash, okay, to get an answer to the question. Let me see. What was in the text Dereck Kalele sent to Annie and Tommaso? Okay, it said, did you get the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end for the transaction. Okay. That's not a ransom note. That's not a ransom. Okay. The ransom was in Bitcoin. Okay. The ransom was in Bitcoin, correct? Okay, that was the request. He's not requesting ransom. He just asked them if they got Bitcoin. Not that he didn't ask them for Bitcoin. He asked them, did they get the Bitcoin? Okay. Uh, we're waiting on our end for the transaction. That's what he said. Okay. To me, that's not a ransom. Okay. Now you can put it in whatever text you want to put it in, but to me, that is not a ransom. Oh, for kittens that need bottle feeding. Hi, Patty. April. Okay, so anyway, my thing is why would you even say something like that, which is stupid. But to me, it's not a ransom. Okay, he's not asking for ransom. He's asking if they got the Bitcoin. Okay, we're waiting on our end for a transaction. What transaction? It doesn't, okay. But anyway, nevertheless, it was dumb. Very dumb. Okay, but anyway, with that said, I wanted to explore this guy, David Kalela. Okay, however he pronounces his name, he has a few aliases. Okay, and spells that last name one L, two L's, who knows? Okay, like that. So what I want to look at first is we're going to look at Edgar Allan Poe, okay, because he likes that smoke. Edgar Allan Poe and Van Gogh. Okay, some of my other cards seem to tire out a little bit sooner. Okay, so I want to ask about, first of all, I want to ask about what type of person as a person. Okay, so what can you tell us about Dereck Cabela, who's being accused of writing a ransom note to the Guthrie family? Okay, and he's been arrested and now he's up for court. He's out right now on $20,000 bail. So this is Dereck Cabela of California. I believe it's Southern California to be exact. Okay, what can you tell us about this person? Okay, what can you tell us about Dereck Kalela? And thank you for your answers. Yeah, David Kalela. Oh, let me, that's why I'm not getting no air. I got this door open. Okay, letting all the cool air out. All right. Yeah, so what kind of person is this Dereck Kalela? Or Kalela? Kalea. I don't know. I don't even know his real name, and I don't think they do either. And he probably didn't as many. His mixed up his name. He probably confused himself. But we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. So The Knight of Cups in reverse is deceit, jealousy, and disappointment. Okay? And we have the Tower in reverse. Okay? Now, the Tower is avoiding or delaying a catastrophe. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay? I take it that's his lawyer. And the King of Swords. Okay. So this is this may be somebody who's trying to manipulate. Okay, this may be somebody who's judgmental, trying to manipulate. Okay, and the Ten of Wands, and he's struggling to get rid of a burden. Okay, he's got a burden on his hands. He's struggling to get rid of it. He's trying to avoid catastrophe, which could be going to jail. And then we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so he tried to get away with something and he got caught. Okay, yeah, we have the Moon in reverse. It's out the bag. It's out the bag. Okay, and we have the Lovers. Okay, so this might be the lawyers for Annie and Tommaso. That's interesting. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so it's going slow. He's trying to get rid of a burden, okay, trying to drop a load, but it's slow moving. We have slow motion here with the Eight of Wands in reverse. And we have the Three of Swords right here that's talking about betrayal. Oh, the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So clearly he didn't get paid. And the Knight of Swords. Wait, who is this then? Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. So we got the lawyer and the lawyer. Well, that makes sense. They both got lawyers. Okay. This lawyer, I take it he's working for free, maybe a public defender. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. So there's sleepless nights. Okay. There's worry, there's stress. And we have Temperance in reverse, overindulgence. And then we have Victory. Okay. The Three of Pentacles. And the Page of Swords. So there may be some information coming forth, maybe a message, information. And we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, representing greed, okay? Financial loss and a missed opportunity. And then we have the Nine of Cups, abundance. Okay. So they've been drinking a lot. They've been drinking slash drug, a lot of drug use. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. What this is telling me is that when it's all said and done, it's going to work itself out. It's not going to be as bad as it is now because you don't know what's going to happen. But I don't know who the victory side is on. But since this is a reading for Dereck, I take it it's on Dereck. Okay, so he may get a slap on the wrist. Okay. But I still think there's something more to this guy here, okay? So I want to ask, okay? Good night, Colleen. Or is Ramona going? Good night, Ramona. Thank you for the jewels. So I want to ask, is this Dereck Kalela, okay? Does Dereck Kalela have any involvement in the abduction of Nancy Guthrie? Does he have any involvement whatsoever with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? 4 cards, 4 cards. Does he have any involvement? And thank you for your answers. 4 cards, 4 cards in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Four cards, 4 cards. The Hermit. Okay. A hermit, okay, I'll take it as a maybe. I'll take it as a maybe. Four cards, 4 cards. Tell us more. Tell us more. Tell us more. 4 cards. Okay, so this is somebody they've known a long time in the past. Okay. And the King of Swords in reverse. And he's manipulative. Okay, well, that makes sense. The Sun in reverse. The Sun in reverse. So maybe they went separate ways, okay? They've known each other in the past. Maybe they had a moment they hung out or whatever. Okay, life part. You know how you have that friend that you don't see for a few years, and then you see them, and y'all may hang out for a day or two, and you may not see them for another couple of years. Okay, but off and on you run into each other for whatever reason. And the Nine of Wands. So we have a surrender here. Okay, so somebody is giving up. This is the wounded soldier, okay, by any means necessary, but it's in reverse. So he's giving up. Can you tell us more? Clarify this. Clarify this read of Dereck having anything to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We have the moon in reverse. Okay. So the moon in reverse is like a revelation, something coming out from the past. And the Three of Pentacles talks about some teamwork. Talks about some teamwork. And the Devil in reverse. And waiting, waiting, waiting. Now, everything is alleged, my interpretation only, okay? Your entertainment. But I get the feeling that Dereck has done some things with maybe with Annie and Tommaso. I'll just say it like that, okay? I don't know who or what in the past, okay? I don't know what that could be. And I also take it that Dereck was waiting on some money that he's given up on. Okay, maybe by now he sees he's not getting it. Okay, maybe with the way the situation is going. Mm-hmm. They're friends, maybe from bad conscience. Okay, but they did something together in the past. Okay. Now the thing about this is they were talking about how Tommaso would throw Annie's name out there, okay, when he's trying to get something or get his way, he would throw her name because she had the better name, she had the better credit, she had the better reputation. So why not throw Savannah's name out there as well? The whole family, okay? You know who I am, okay? Savannah's my sister-in-law, okay, yeah. Dereck Kayela. Dereck Kayela. Okay. What is the energy between Dereck and Tommaso Cioni? Dereck, okay, Kayela and Tommaso Cioni. What's the energy with those two? Okay. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What's the energy with Dereck and Tommaso? Oh, Seven of Swords in reverse. This is no good. Not good. Not good. Seven of Swords in reverse. So this is the energy with these two guys. It's like they're both trying to get away with something. They're both, okay, once again, in the past, children, they know each other. Okay. And the Ace of Swords. There's truth, clarity, and there is communication. The Wheel of Fortune, okay? So it was good vibes with them, okay? It was good vibes. And the Four of Cups. Keeping something close to one's chest, okay? Four of Cups. Okay, no, that's Four of Cups. Oh. So there's an offer that was rejected, ignored, refused. And the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. So something came in between the two of them. Something came in between the two of them. Maybe an offer, a contract, or something like that. Okay, it came in between the friendship. Yeah, the Five of Swords. Okay, somebody was left out in the cold. I mean, conflict. Conflict. Oh, oh, Lord. Okay, I've had a long day. Conflict. Oh, my. And the King of Wands. Oh, they might have had a fight. Fight. They may have had a fight. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the King of Wands. Okay. I don't know if it was over money, but it looked like a fight. And the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is despair, loss, okay, disappointment. And then the Page of Pentacles. There he goes with the cooking up something, okay, manifesting something new. And we have Judgment in reverse. So somebody made a bad judgment. And the Emperor in reverse. Looked like the police might have been involved. And the Ten of Swords. Talks about betrayal. Somebody stabbed somebody in the back. And the Nine of Swords. Interesting. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. There's the lawyer. Oh. Got a hit. Okay. Remember when he had called, okay? He had called Tommaso, asking him about the Bitcoin. When was he getting the Bitcoin? Am I correct? Was that him? Was he the guy? Because there's two. There's one that did a ransom, and they got him. And then there's another one that called Tommaso and asked about the Bitcoin. And I'm like, why? Okay. So what happened was Tommaso turned him in. That's the betrayal. Okay. Tommaso turned him in. Told the police. Who were listening on the line anyway. Right. Okay. That's what hit me, okay, when I'm sitting here thinking, and I just got a hit. So, right, because and that's what maybe this betrayal and these nightmares is about. Because he may know something. I mean, why would you write somebody that? And tell them, oh, it was a joke. That don't sound like no joke to me. That don't sound like you playing. So he is taking the rap because he hasn't said anything else. And why hasn't he said anything else? Allegedly, because he all up in it too. Boom. That's right, Dottie. Okay, I think I'm on to something. Oh, let's keep going, y'all. And the Ten of Pentacles. The family, the inheritance, okay. There was bad judgment. And the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay. And the Sun in reverse. And the Nine of Cups, that's going over the Nine of Swords, showing me that apparently that there's a lot of depression and nightmares, fear. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, so we have an obstacle, not being able to move forward. Okay, that's how much fear there is. They can't move forward. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. You think he's the Fool card with the Lover's card? He could be, because the Fool card comes in a lot in reverse, meaning reckless behavior. And what he did was very reckless. Okay, what he did was very reckless. That's why I couldn't understand, why would you do something like that? Okay, whether you were playing or not, I mean, why would you do that? Interesting. Okay. Right, he's right. Because the mastermind ain't got a hold of him because he's froze. He knows that his calls is probably being monitored and all. Not to mention, okay, he probably got information from the sheriff. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Froze. Am I froze? Girl, I'm thinking, honey, okay? It's just like, woo-wee. I'm trying to form a question to ask the cards, okay? I don't think he's the mastermind. You know what? I don't think he's the mastermind. Here's the thing. I kind of think that he's too lazy to mastermind something like this, okay? I think that he may be covering for a friend, okay? But this thing has blown up. Okay, because I'm pretty sure this is not his first rodeo as far as covering for a friend, so to speak. Okay. Okay, let's ask, who's the mastermind? Okay. Who is the mastermind behind the Nancy Guthrie disappearance? Who's the mastermind? Okay. Behind the 4 cards. Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Can you tell us who is the mastermind? What do you want us to know? 4 cards. And thank you for your answers. Who is the mastermind in the abduction, disappearance of Nancy Guthrie down there in Pima County, Arizona? 4 cards. What do you want us to know? Thank you for your answers. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, it may be more than one person. Okay. And maybe one mastermind is something, and maybe one mastermind is something else. Oh, okay. Tell us more. Tell us more. Because I think somebody separate masterminded the communications or the lack thereof. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. We got the 2 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Ooh. Oh, that's Knight. Okay. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, that's like the lawyer. The World. Page of Swords. Communication. Messaging. And the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. That's kind of like the Knight of Swords ended the communications, okay, for some money. But the 9 of Pentacles is in reverse. Meaning loss. Tell us more. Tell us more. Can you clarify this? Tell us more. Mastermind. The High Priestess. He's got the secrets. He knows. The Knight of Swords knows. Temperance in reverse. So there was impatience, okay, to bring an end, and the Star in reverse. And the 8 of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Four more cards. Four more cards. Because this knight knows something. He knows something. Ace of Cups. Four of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles. And we have victory, recognition, okay? So what came to my mind is that the Knight of Swords, whoever that may be, knows something and has been holding it, okay? But may be the one that come forward because he's pissed. He didn't get paid. He didn't get his money. He didn't get paid. So they still buying flowers. They still, okay, it's getting triple digits. Will you guys please stop it? I'm going to tell you, y'all need to stop. Y'all going to fall out because here's the thing about it, okay? It's hot. I don't know how it cools down there, okay? But when it gets to be in triple digits and stuff like that, a lot of times it doesn't cool down enough at night. And you could fall out from a heat stroke before you know it out there. Because see, that's the thing about a heat stroke is you don't realize that you're that hot, that you're boiling over till you fall out. Okay, so with that said, I have another question. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to start cutting my hours so that I can make more videos and do my true crime on others as well. Well, it's 8:53 here. Okay, so my question is, Nancy gets home. Okay, Nancy gets dropped off. Nancy gets in the house. Yes, 92 degrees. Let me see what's it out here. I used to live out there in Hemet, so I was closer, I believe, to Palm Springs. Yeah, I was closer. Oh, the weather. 87. We reached a high of 98. Tomorrow's supposed to be 101. Okay. But if anything, it'll be in the high 90s. And the thing about it is, if you're out there, I couldn't be out there. I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it. But anyway. They may have one of those light things on. Okay? You know the lights, the lights turn on in different rooms of the house to make you think that there's somebody there. You do realize that, right? That's so old. I think that was the I think that was the old security device. The first security device was the, yeah, those and they used to go off in rooms, different rooms, so you would think that somebody was home. Right. So they got rid of that, but it didn't. It's not obsolete, but there's nobody there, and there's a light on. Okay, or maybe somebody left the light, or it's on a timer to come on at that time, or if they have enough freaking sense, they will be able to control it from their house. Okay, they have a timer, and they can control it. All you got to do is download the app, and you can control it from your own house. She's only 4 miles up the road. Okay? What y'all think? It's a ghost? Oh, Lord. Y'all doing too much. Okay, so now Nancy gets home. She's dropped off. Nancy gets home. She gets in the house. Okay. Can you tell us what happens after Nancy gets inside her home? What happens when Nancy gets inside her home? Okay. Because the timeline doesn't really tell us what happened. That's just a great big old guess. And the timeline that they are connecting to her pacemaker. Okay. And here's another thing. There's a lot of information they're not telling us. Okay. You cannot tell me that you're just going by the time of the pacemaker. That's what the people like me and you, that's all we know. But what was the pacemaker saying when she was at the dinner party? Okay. How was the pacemaker then? Okay. Did it show signs of stress? Did it show signs of fear? Okay. What did the pacemaker show when she was at the house? Okay. Up until the time she got home, they said that pacemaker cut off at 140 something. Okay. So you got the information when the pacemaker was cut off. You got the information before it was cut off. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Naomi. See, they trying to play us, but they can't. So we'll ask the cards. What was going on once Nancy got inside her home? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. When she got inside that house and closed the door, is what we want to know. Come on, Nancy, talk to us. Bottom line, justice in reverse. Okay, so bottom line, was corruption. Okay, so it's kind of like telling me, I wondered if all hell break loose. Tell us more. Strength. Okay. Did they have control of her as soon as she got in the house? We have strength. We have control. Protection. Oh, look at that. The lovers. And the Ace of Wands, it was action. Six of Cups, the children, the past. And the Six of Wands. Okay. So it seems like she got home successfully. Or she got to the lover's house successfully. By herself. And the hangman was waiting. Or maybe since she's not facing, she didn't see. And the Two of Swords. There. Now, why did I say she didn't see? And then this card comes up. She didn't see. Uh-oh. The Knight of Pentacles. Somebody from the past. Somebody from the past. And this is a knight, okay? This is somebody younger than her. So it's kind of telling me that there was somebody waiting in the house and she didn't see them. Death in reverse. Well, I thought that was a clock. I thought that was a clock on the door, but it's not. And the Five of Cups. Regret. Despair. Oh, my. Disappointment. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. There's your communications was cut off. And the Ten of Swords. Betrayal. She may not have seen it coming. This also talks about being trapped. And the Four of Wands in reverse. That's like the mini death card. conflict. And the Two of Wands. Plan. And the Hierophant. And the King of Wands. And the Eight of Cups in reverse. And the Choice. The Conflict. Partnership. Okay. It seems like this is telling me that she made it home. Okay. Somebody may have been waiting for her, but she didn't know. Not yet. She didn't know. Somebody from the past, this gentleman here. Okay. Oh boy. Zelda is a lawsuit Crystal Bridge Museum for Clinton and Europe by May the Force be with y'all. Lincoln Project at Crystal Bridge Museum. Crystal extortion for voodoo. Mm. Okay, anyway. I'm getting a story. But when I get down here, because this talks about some choices and regret. Oh. Um, so there was some people waiting for her, the hangman. The hangman, that could mean waiting, that could mean a sacrifice. Okay. I don't I don't like the sound of either one of those. Okay, but this one is telling me that she didn't know she was being betrayed by this person. And the Hierophant, and this is someone who, see how his crown is on crooked? Okay. So, yeah, there was conflict. Definitely was conflict. I'm thinking that the choice that was made, there's regret behind that choice that was made. Okay. Now, this right here, where you're talking about an event that took a different direction, that could be so too, because that could be going to see her lawyer, and maybe there was regret, okay, that she didn't plan sooner, okay, because this is in the past. It could be that too. But I do see that she didn't see or she didn't know the betrayal, okay? Oh, there may have been a plan, okay? There may have been a plan to of despair, because I see like the police going to look for her. There's a plan, okay? Um, yeah, and he goes out and he doesn't find her. He could be regretting that on his Regret, he screwed it up. Maybe. Okay. But I'm seeing somebody from the past. Four cards. Did Luke and Kayla have anything to do with the disappearance of Nancy? Okay. Luke and Kayla. Are they the lovers? Four cards. Four cards. Did Luke Daly and Kayla Day? His last name is Daly. Her last name is Day. Her dad lives somewhere over somewhere, okay? But she's not related to Nancy, okay? But somebody's got a daughter. Nancy's niece. Nancy may have a niece by the name. What is it? Kaylee, something like that. Okay. Okay, four cards. Luke and Kayla have anything to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance? What do you want us to know? Four cards. And thank you for your answers. Four cards. Eight of Swords. Four cards. Now, Eight of Swords, if it's yes or no, that would be a no card. Either way it goes, it's a no. But they're also swords, so you have to take that into consideration, okay? And it's being trapped mentally, okay? So that might be something people are thinking, okay? Or if that's Nancy in the box right here, if that's Nancy in the coffin, she may be thinking or knowing that that's them, or not them. Let's see. The Magician in reverse. Manipulation. And the Five of Pentacles. Left out in the cold. And the Eight of Cups in reverse. Regret. And Judgment. Okay. So there's been a decision that has been made that somebody's regretting. Manipulation, okay, and being left out in the cold. Let's see. Can you clarify this? Okay? Four more cards. Can you clarify this? Four more cards. Four more cards. Clarification. There we go with that lawyer guy. Manipulation. Queen of Cups in reverse. Left out in the cold. Nine of Wands. Giving up in reverse. Giving up. Regret and giving up. Seven of Swords, trying to get away with it, but they're getting caught, okay? This man here. Who is he? This is the man here. Get some information on the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, it's not telling me too much there, but it's telling me that there's manipulation with this guy. Now, I don't know who this guy could be. Okay, he could be a lawyer, he could be a police. Okay, he's a knight. Okay, so he's in his what is he in his 20s or 30s and 40s, something like that. Okay, here is the queen. This knight is younger than the queen. I'll tell you that. He's younger than the queen. Would you say if the coffin is stipulating a death and the magician is there's a watcher? Four cards. Who did Nancy call before she went missing? Who did Nancy Guthrie call before she went missing? Who did she call? Four cards. Who did she call before she went missing? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Who did Nancy call before she went missing? Two of Pentacles. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles talks about choices and it talks about opportunity and prosperity. Okay, so she may have been making choices / decisions, okay, before she went missing. The Star in reverse. Okay. So it's like a feeling of a loss. Maybe she was feeling some depression. Who did she call? Oh, the Hangman. Waiting. The World. Oh. Queen of Wands. Interesting. Now, the hangman talks about letting go of something, okay? And we have the star in reverse. So there may have been some kind of sadness or despair and letting go, okay? And ending it with the Queen of Wands. So she may have already spoken to her lawyer. So I wouldn't be surprised if Annie was the last person she called. So what I want to ask is, what was Nancy's concerns? Okay. What were Nancy's concerns the week before she went missing? Okay. What was her concerns before she disappeared? What were Nancy's concerns? What was that energy like before she went missing? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answer. What was that energy like? Mm-hmm. The week before Nancy went missing, okay, that week prior, to that weekend, what was the energy like? What was going on that week, that whole week? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Avoiding or delaying catastrophe. So there was a situation, okay, that she was either delaying or avoiding. Okay. Tell us more. The Nine of Wands in reverse. She was giving up. Okay. She was either being stubborn, she was either feeling trapped, or she was giving up. Let's see. Keep going. There we go. There go the lawyer. The Hierophant. Nine of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. So there's look like some legalities, Okay, I'm taking this Queen of Pentacles as Nancy. And there's some legalities going on with some type of institution, maybe the bank, maybe the police, okay? Maybe something she was being stubborn about, okay? Maybe something she was giving up. And the lovers. And the Four of Wands in reverse. Nancy was trapped between something with the lovers and something legal. A contract. A contract. There we go. A contract. Oh. And the Three of Wands. There's the contracts. Tell me I'm lying. There's the contracts, and it's going right here underneath the Hierophant. Contracts. There was a plan. There was a cancellation. A conflict over the plans of the contract. Woo! Woo! Pat myself on the back on that one. Woo! Okay. And it keeps coming back to the same thing. Okay, so, okay. And the plans, the lawyer had the plans. I wonder, is that what they were looking for in the house? The plans. Nancy may have already made the plans. Not too long. Grown folks' business. Okay. Yep. A legal contract. She was she wanted to change. I don't know about that blue rose, okay? That could be a possibility. Okay, but there's a plan. It's telling me right there that there was a plan. But see, this lawyer, okay, is coming up in the trying to get away with something. Page of Swords. Okay. She had something to say. She was coming forth with a message. Or there may have been information. Let me keep going. Bad judgment. Indecisive, self-doubt. denial, afraid of change, and procrastination. And this right here is with the lovers. I wonder, did Nancy say something in reference to this? And there we go. There's truth. There's the clarity. And the Seven of Cups in reverse. That's clarity. Seven of Cups is smoke and mirrors. Upside down, there's clarity. There's understanding, okay? You can see. So the lawyer canceled the plans. Or was supposed to cancel the plans. Now, what is this? The Three of Wands. Talks about growth, creativity. Okay. So the lawyer was drawing up the plans. Okay. She didn't see him. Okay. She hadn't made her decision. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. She hadn't made her decision on who's going to get what. She was changing them, but she hadn't decided, okay, well, she hadn't talked to the lawyer maybe on who's going to get what. Or who's not getting what. Eight of Pentacles. There we go with the choices. There we go with the choices. Yep. It's all too clear now. Okay. This right here, the Two of Swords is trying to make a choice. And the Two of Pentacles trying to make a choice. Choices. Okay. And in between that is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Let me look up furthermore on the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, see if we can get more information. Okay, well that tells me nothing. Let me see what the shortcut says. Quick reference guide. Queen of Cups. Oh, Pentacles. Okay, it talks about being burnt out and undervalued. Okay. She's not appreciated. And maybe she said that too. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. So we have an overportion. Oh, okay. So it may have been emotionally hard for Nancy to make this decision. okay, with the Two of Wands, these plans, okay? She was putting plans into action. Yep, there's the Queen of Cups in reverse. And the King of Swords in reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles, the inheritance, the family, having to make a choice, okay? So the week before she went missing, okay, she was thinking on the plans, changing her plans, okay? Now, what exactly she was going to do, we don't know. Let's ask the cards and see if it'll tell us. But she was making plans. And this was on the family inheritance. Okay. Now, here's the thing. She may have been rearranging her plans. Okay. And I think the daughter may have misinterpreted that as being left out. I don't think that Nancy was going to leave her out, but I think that's the way she interpreted it. You know what? I'm wondering because this guy right here, this this King of Swords, he could be a lawyer as well, okay, or her financial advisor. But it looks like he didn't know. He may not have known. But she's got somebody over here to me. Okay, so there may be two people involved in her legalities, her financial issues. One is younger than the other. I'm also getting that in this right here, that she didn't know when her mom went missing, she may not have known what to do. She may not have known. I don't know. Something's going on here. But Nancy was getting ready to do something with her finances. She wanted something changed, something canceled, something done with her finances regarding the inheritance, the family. Okay? That I can tell you. Yes, that's what she was thinking about, okay, the week before she went missing. Okay. Now, even though it looks like she might have been a little indecisive, well, I just said that the man didn't know. But somebody else in here, okay, is not playing fair. Somebody in here is not playing fair. And this is somebody, now this guy right here, this knight, this Knight of Swords comes up as somebody from the past. They said that, okay, here's the thing. They're telling you that Annie asked for a loan. I don't know. They don't know what Annie asked for. Where they get this information? See, you got to question where they getting this information all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Annie asks for a loan. Okay. Okay, so let's ask the cards. Okay, I'm not asking about if she's in Mexico. We already asked that. We got no. Well, we figured she probably ain't in Mexico anyway. But all of a sudden, they coming with this after the fact knowledge that Annie asked for a loan. There's communications. They got the call logs. And they broke the encrypted messages and all this kind of stuff. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I was supposed to only be on here for an hour. Messing with y'all. Okay, but let me ask. Okay, let's see if we can she's not gonna tell Annie if she feels, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. She may have said something at that dinner. See what I'm saying? Because that's where she went missing right after the dinner. I'm talking about that week, that whole week. Something is going on. Okay, let's ask the question before I forget. What was Nancy going to change about her will? What was Nancy going to change? What? Can you tell us? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What was Nancy going to change about her will? Okay. She wanted to make some changes. She called the lawyer. She didn't feel comfortable. Okay. What changes did she want to make? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Nine of Swords, okay? So there was something she was worried. She was worried, okay? Definitely something she knew the Swords had her worried. Okay, tell us more. Seven of Cups in reverse. So there was clearly something going on. Some choices. Oh. There's the will. There's the inheritance. Oh, okay. The choices, she had choices. That's what this card also represents. So she was going to make changes to her will. Some choices that she had made, she was going to change them. The Nine of Wands, okay, in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, she felt trapped. The Eight of Wands in reverse, okay. She felt trapped. She was going to make some changes, okay, and we have the Eight of, okay, slowly. Slowly. Eight of Wands in reverse. So this talks about some setbacks and some frustration. And the Magician in reverse. Manipulation. Deceit. Bad intentions. Confusion. Okay? Yeah. She was really upset. Seemed like she was really upset or really concerned. Something was going on here emotionally. Okay? The betrayal. So something was not right about that inheritance. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Something new. And the world. And the Wheel of Fortune. So we have some changes. Oh, and the Star in reverse. And the Three of Swords. Okay. So there's definitely some betrayal going on behind this inheritance, this family situation. There was some betrayal. And the Five of Wands, okay, she wanted to avoid. Then we go with the King of Swords in reverse. And the Six of Swords, not being able to move on. Obstacle. The Hangman. And the Knight of Wands. and the devil in reverse. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So she's losing money. And the Eight of Swords. Okay. So Nancy, I don't know where the betrayal, I'm going to ask next. Nancy recognized the betrayal in the family, okay? Nancy was probably getting a loss, seeing a loss. Nancy wanted to make some change, okay, and take back control of whatever control she had, okay, to slow down this loss, this betrayal, okay? Let me see. So something she's seeing is not right. She wants to make a change, okay? But I think that there was a miscommunication. Thank you, okay? I think there was a miscommunication on what she set out to do, okay? Maybe she didn't say what she was set out to do. Maybe she said what she could do. I don't know. But I think that her daughter took it the wrong way. Now, what I am going to ask is, where was the betrayal coming from? Okay? Where did Nancy Guthrie see this betrayal coming from? Okay? There's betrayal. Where is this betrayal coming from? What's up with the betrayal? Who, what, when, and where is betraying Nancy Guthrie? Okay, what do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Where is the betrayal coming from? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? Where was the betrayal coming from? Because there's definitely betrayal. The Star in reverse, okay? The Star in reverse talks about a loss of hope, uninspired, despair, lack of faith, okay? Things have gotten monotonous. Tell us more. The Fool. Okay, so this talks about naivety. It also talks about a new beginning. An opportunity or a leap of faith. But it's facing the past. I noticed that. Okay. There's judgment. There's a decision. Okay. And there's greed. There's greed. There's financial loss. They're missing opportunities. Okay. And the Three of Cups in reverse. Overindulgence. And death in reverse. So the first thing that runs through my mind is she sees money going out but not coming in. Okay? That's the loss. Money going out, but it's not coming in. Okay? The opportunities that are there are not being taken. Okay? They're not being taken. They're missing the opportunities. Mm-hmm. Nine of Cups, abundance. Okay? So there must have been a lot of new opportunities to get, okay? But we got temperance, overindulgence, bad decisions. Mm-hmm. Yep. Despair, disappointment. And the Page of Pentacles. So this is like the children and the grandchildren. And the Queen of Cups, there she is, okay, in reverse, as usual, because she's needy. She's always needy, and she wants to put an end to this neediness. She's going to take action, okay? Yep. Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So she's taking action. But somebody may have taken action. Ooh. Okay. And then the Eight of Wands in reverse. So slowly. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And the Four of Cups. And the Queen of Swords. There we go with the King of Wands. Yep, King of Wands. Oh, he lit. He on fire. Okay. And the Six of Wands. Recognition. Okay. She's slowly recognizing the King of Wands is blocking. Mm-hmm. And controlling. Okay. We have the Four Swords. Something about recovery. We got the Four of Cups. We got the Queen of Cups. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. And the Two of Pentacles. The choices. You know what? Okay. Let me get out these cards right now. Uh-huh. And the Lovers. Yeah. Eight of Cups. Regret. Mm-hmm. And the Eight of Swords. Okay. Now, you know everything's alleged, okay? My interpretations, your entertainment, okay? But I think that Nancy was beginning to see her daughter being controlled and manipulated by this gentleman here. No, she wasn't recovered. No. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? And we're not being told. If they found Nancy, do you know how many points they would get if they found Nancy? Okay. Nah. They ain't passing that up. They're not passing that up. You know how much points, okay, if they found Nancy, whether it be the sheriff, the FBI, okay, either one of them, okay, they find Nancy. Okay. And you think they finna keep it a secret? Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Did the plastic cups ever get searched and the garbage? Well, the thing about it is, due to the complexity of this investigation, okay, I'm pretty sure that those investigators are not at liberty to discuss Nancy Guthrie's case. Her daughter. They had, okay, whatever power of attorney, they didn't, okay, he gave to Annie, okay? He gave her power of attorney. They said it's some legal thing, okay, when you're buying a house. So what probably happened was, okay, he may have gotten some kind of insurance through power of attorney or whatever, okay? If something happens to him, she's in charge, and if something happens to her, I'm in charge. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But what I'm saying is Nancy recognized something. Maybe somebody mentioned it to her, okay? But she recognized something. Okay. Yeah, so she recognized, okay, and she was changing that will. Now I don't know what changes she was going to make. It was regarding it was just some choices. She was going to make some choices. She probably was going to move some things around, okay, where he could not control. See, here's the thing about it, okay? Whether it be male or female, okay, if there's a spouse that's attached to money, okay, right? If you have a child and she's got the money, okay, you gotta watch who you marry, okay, because people will latch on to you and then try to claim and take and get control, especially, okay, you get these women out here, oh, hey, okay. See, Nancy is an independent woman, okay. Nancy, okay, got it in blood, so to speak. Nancy got it in blood, okay. She got it from the dirt. And she was not going to let somebody just come in and take her, girl, and take her hard-earned money that she's leaving to her kids and think they're going to have control over it. You see what I'm saying? Okay? It ain't going to happen, Captain. Right. There you go. Okay. Blue Rose. I think that's what she was beginning to see. Okay. I think she was beginning to see the control. Something came into the picture, something somebody said or something, okay, brought this into her mind. Okay. So she was going to make changes. Right. And it wasn't going to be the disinheritance. Now, he may have put that in her mind so she could be scared because he's manipulative like that. You see what I'm saying? But that's not what she was going to do. Right. Okay. She may have, maybe she was going to take and put the funds in one of the other children's control where it couldn't just be taken from her. Because if it's left up to this man, okay, from what I'm seeing, I wouldn't be, yeah, he would take it from her. Or try to, allegedly. I don't know. I really don't know. They left a lot. They left a lot of room open for hearsay, but because this case has went the way it has gone, like I said, they're going to have to work 10 times as harder. It's going to take longer because they can't just get this and get that and take it to court now because it's been compromised. See what I'm saying? Even the entry to the back door is compromised. Okay, the lawyer could say, "Well, one of your deputies probably put that pot there, so they could go in and out, and you won't have to keep open up the door." You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's easy to manipulate what's already been manipulated. Okay, we have that. Not to mention, okay, there's no body, so they take their time, okay, because they really want to put this into a straight up category as a murder. It would be a murder. If she's found dead, murder. Okay? It. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Unless somebody comes forward, but the fact that nobody's coming forward kind of tells you that the people that they're implemented, that they are involved. 1 point something million dollars and you're not going to come forward? You're not going to roll on the other person? They're scared because they're facing the death penalty, honey. They facing capital murder. And the longer these shenanigans go on, the worse it is. They ain't getting out. Okay? So the best thing they can do, okay, that $1 million is no longer looking like it's worth $1 million. That $1 million is not going to buy their freedom. And then and then here's the thing. If you come forth, you're still not going to get the $1 million. Now you may get a deal, but you ain't getting that million. You know that, right? If you come forth and you have involvement, they can give you a deal, some kind of deal, immunity, but you ain't getting $1 million. See what I'm saying? Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me that is either somebody is that terrified or they have something to do with it. Okay? They not getting $1 million. If they do 6 months in jail, they not getting $1 million. Bet you that. You can't profit off of murder. You can't profit off of murder. Can't do it. Something happened. She caught it. Day one, they said she was sharp as a tack. My mom's sharp as a tack. Okay, same age as Nancy. Okay, maybe older. No, she about the same age. Okay, but she came just like Nancy. Okay, and she had the strokes in the part. She ain't wearing a pacemaker, but she can't run down the street. She can't fight. Okay, because one side is weak. Okay, and everything. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And this and that and whatever whatnot is going on with her, okay, but her mind is just fine. Yeah, okay. Unless someone comes forward, but they're not coming forward, it's because they're not getting the money. Okay. Why has no one come forward in the investigation of Nancy Guthrie? Why has no one come forward with information? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us as to why no one came forward? No one has come forward, okay, and offered any information on Nancy Guthrie. And I still think they're going through all those leads that the people called in. Okay, they still going through that. Why hasn't anyone come forward in the investigation disappearance of Nancy Guthrie? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. No one has come forward. The hangman. They looking at it in another perspective. Say, it also talks about new perspectives. The Three of Wands. Waiting for their ship to come in. We have some plans here. And the Two of Wands. So there was a plan of action. They might already be gone. Oh, not the wheel. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, three. There go 1, 2, 3. Shut the door. One, two, three. And the Wheel of Fortune. Change. I think they left. We got action here. Death in reverse. It's over. The Moon in reverse. The cat's out the bag. They not hiding. King of Cups. They're not hiding. And the Eight of Swords. That's interesting. Denial. Helplessness and feeling stuck. But they're not hiding. The Star in reverse. And the Empress in reverse. Domestic issues. And the Page of Wands. And the Nine of Swords. Why aren't they coming forth with information? We have fear. Okay? We have domestic issues. There we go with that King of Swords. So it seems like somebody, okay, I'm getting the impression there's more than one person. Somebody then took off. Somebody took off, okay, and somebody cannot take off. Nine of Wands, giving up. So this King of Swords, okay, may have an idea. Ooh, look at, I didn't see the Two of Swords stuck in the footboard. Right there, the footboard. Okay, every time he wake up. Okay, as a reminder. Okay. And it's emotional or overpouring of emotions. Why hasn't anyone come forth? And the Three of Cups in reverse. Overindulgence. Miscommunication. Or feeling left out. King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is somebody who's corrupt. This King of Pentacles is somebody who's corrupt. And if he's somebody who's corrupt, I'm thinking that it could be somebody in enforcement, law enforcement. Okay, maybe retired since it's in reverse. Okay, but nevertheless, and the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So it's like one who has emotional intelligence, okay, and can keep a level head. And you got the other one, okay, who's just having nightmares, okay, scared. And the Five of Cups, despair. And the Three of Pentacles. So that's talking about teamwork. But teamwork looks like it's getting tired. Okay? And they may be being threatened. Mm-hmm. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yep. And maybe the homies, okay, maybe one of the homies is already dead. Okay, letting y'all know if you say anything, okay, somebody gonna be crying at your grave as well. Okay? Which goes back to what I said, okay, that apparently they all have some type of involvement. Hmm. Some type of involvement. Whether they went to the house, whether they interfered with communications, whether they took Nancy out and buried her somewhere, okay, and didn't tell anybody, okay. They got money for doing something, even if it's just a small thing. In this case, like giving a ride, okay, and he had a big old luggage, okay, that could fit a body in it. But I don't know if it's a body because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? But I did get paid. So there's some involvement, okay? So I think that's why they haven't been really getting any information, and what they are getting maybe just coming from one source. You see what I'm saying? And they need more than that. He probably did. He probably did all that. Someone is living in the house. Who knows? Somebody. In a case like this, okay, in a crime, okay, you commit a crime. It doesn't take much to be threatened not to say nothing, okay? And the more you have to lose, or the more trouble you can get in, the bigger the threat. Okay? The bigger the threat. See? Well, I don't know if they took it. I don't know what Nanos did. He's so okay. The whole thing about it is, this is the thing. Here's the problem. You got a boatload of shady people, from the family members, the sheriff's department, and the band members. Okay? All shady. Everybody got shady past. Everybody's connected to shady people. It's just shade, shade, shade. It's shade. So you have somebody and you think they're going to testify, okay, but can they really take your word if you shady? See what I'm saying? So they're going to need more than one criminal to say something. They need at least two to point the finger at one. Right. I heard it could be political too, but for this much distraction, I think they would have shut it down a lot sooner. Yeah, if it was political. And then the thing about you already got the Epstein files that won't shut up, and that's because of a lie. Not a lie, but that's because of somebody who opened their mouth, okay, and said that they're gonna bring out the files, and they didn't do it. And all they're asking for is for you to do what you said you was gonna do. Ah! See what I'm saying? And then the thing about it is, if the person, I'm going to tell you something, if the person who's talking cannot take you to Nancy's remains, there's no deal. Okay? There's no deal. Okay? Because you could be telling us anything. You could be the perpetrator pointing fingers. And that's usually how they do anyway, okay? When they get caught, you get them in the room and they sit up there and point fingers at each other, okay? Fine. But unless somebody can tell me where the body's located, where the money resides, there's no case. I don't know what she was going to do. She had enough money to split it up, okay, and investments to split. She had enough to go around, okay. But I do get miscommunication. I do get feeling left out in the cold. Somebody worried about being left out in the cold, okay. And what I'm saying, the feeling that I'm getting is that there may have been a misunderstanding. Maybe she said, I'm going to change my will. I'm going to do this and that. And they took it as she's going to write me out the will. That ain't what she said, but that's how it was taken. So it's time for action. Okay? That's just like the man whose wife killed him. Okay? What was it? She had killed him, what was it, for the insurance money or something, and the man only had a week to live. Come to find out he had cancer, and they told him he only had a week to live. But that's karma. That's karma. So don't forget to thumbs up the video. I'd appreciate it. I really do, okay? And subscribe to my channel. It's free. Most of all, stay blessed. Bye.